for considering using Chapel Pro template to redesign your church website. Once you fill out the form, you'll receive a copy of the website in your Webflow account, and it'll look just like this. So there's two things that we need for this. First, we need to click on the three dots and go to the settings. And then here's the settings for your site. So you can change the name. This is really important. For every page of the site, you can change the subdomain. You can upload the app icons that show up on the top corner of your browser and on Webflow. And it gives you the sizes right there that you need for that. Once you do that, you'll also need to pay for hosting if you plan to connect this site to a domain. So if you click on the hosting tab, the plan that you'll probably need is the CMS plan, which is $16 a month if billed annually, or $20 a month billed month to month. And with this plan, you can have 2,000 items. So items are everything from staff members to connect groups to sermons to dynamic pages. All those are items. So if you clear out old sermons or old events, this will probably work for most church websites, but there's always the option to upgrade to more items if you'd like. So go ahead and add that plan, and once you have that plan added, you'll be able to add your custom domain right down here. And this is where you can connect your church's domain to the site. Another thing is, if on your old site, people were used to going to a certain page, like say your church's url.com/giving, and on the new site, if it's for some reason give or give now or a different address, you would want to add a redirect. So after you pay for hosting under the 301 redirects, you can say anytime someone visits the old page /give, redirect them to the giving/giving page, or whatever the new page is. So that's important if you build SEO credibility over the years with these pages. Make sure people can still access them by adding these redirects. Webflow has a ton of great tutorials. If you just Google Webflow tutorials, there's a ton that come up for things like this. The only other thing that you may want is under the Forms tab in here, you can go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. Here's all the form submissions that you've received. You can download them as a CSV. So it's basically going to be a spreadsheet, like an Excel file. So you can download all your newsletter subscribers, upload them to MailChimp, all the people that signed up for Connect groups, or just people that visited your church website and filled out the contact form. One other thing that you'll want to do is set the email address right here. So where does all the form submissions go to? And if you'd like to have multiple addresses, just type a comma and enter a new address. Separate them by commas if you'd like to send to multiple. So that's everything under settings. If we click on dashboard, we can go back to the project. So this is your website, and if you click on the three dots to make changes to the site, what you'll actually want to do is click on editor. There's advanced changes you can do by opening the designer, but some of this requires a little knowledge of code. For just the standard changes to your website, click on editor. And what that's going to do is it's basically going to launch this sort of editor portal that looks just like your site. And the only difference is you'll see this bar down here at the bottom is the only difference. So in the editor, we can make changes to any content on here, whether we want to change the headline from a house of hope and healing to maybe something like give your all to God. So we can make changes like that. We can also select words and italicize, bold, or make them a link right from there. And we can also hit Command Z to undo that change if it's recently made. Same here, we can change out this text right here. We can change out this content, and then links are slightly different. So anything like buttons or links, there's a setting gear. And when you click settings, you can edit link settings, which is the URL, what page it goes to. Or you can also edit the link text, which is what it says. So I'm just going to jump back over to the home page real quick. And the only other thing that you may need to want to change is images. So if you just click on an image, see this image icons right here. Anytime you click on an image, it opens a dialog box where you can upload a new image. Just hit open. Any changes you make to your website won't be live until you hit publish and then confirm that publish. So you can make all these changes and they won't be live until then. So that's everything for making changes. Edit text, just click on it. Edit images, click on them. Edit links, you can hover over those. So the other thing is the Pages tab. And in the Pages tab, you can kind of jump between all the pages that are on your site currently to make changes to them. So if I wanted to jump and look in the leadership page real quick, I can just hop over to that one and start making changes right there to the leadership page. So let's talk about some just overall changes you might want to make to your site. If we click on the Collections tab, this is where all the dynamic info is. So if you click on Collections and we click on General Information, and we click into Lifehouse Church, so you can change the name right here and it'll change it wherever that name's listed on the site. You can upload the new logo and it'll change the logo on every single page of the site from here. And I recommend a white logo on a transparent background, preferably an SVG like a vector, but if not, a PNG will work just fine. Your church color. So once you change this, you can click on this color and change it from here, or if you know your church's color code, you can type it in here. Once you change this color, it's going to update the blue everywhere on the site to whatever your new color is. And it needs to be a color that's going to work really well on a white or a black background. It needs to have good contrast on both. Service times can be set here and just hit enter after to create a new line and type the new service time. I recommend abbreviating them so that way it doesn't take up a ton of space and people can quickly glance and see the date and the time. Your phone number for your church goes here, your email address. Again, this is going to update it everywhere it's listed on the site. So on the contact page and the footer, all those places. Your address is here. Again, hit enter after the city to create a new line. After the street address to create a new line for a city and state. Office hours are optional. Your Facebook URL, a link to your YouTube channel, your Instagram, anything like that all goes in here. So if you don't have these URLs set, like say you delete Twitter, the Twitter icon just won't appear on the page. So you can set as many of these as you would like. Homepage video. So if you set a URL that ends in an MP4, it's going to set that video to be the background video of the homepage. If you delete this background, maybe you don't have a background video and just delete this text, it's just going to replace it with an image, which you can use instead. Also, there's an option to hide the notifications box. So if we click View Site real quick, I'll save these changes. And then if we go back to the home page, which is where the little notifications box is, you'll see that that box is no longer available. It's hidden. So if we go back to general information and open that back up and uncheck the hide the notifications box, hit save, then we'll see again that that box is back. And remember to hit publish if you want these changes to be live. The only other thing in general information is down here at the bottom. It says hide live stream card on sermons page. So if we go to the sermons page under the pages tab real quick, you'll see in here there is this live stream card, and you can set this heading to whatever you'd like, set the times to whatever you'd like, and edit the link settings, which is where it goes to open it in maybe your live stream platform. But say if for some reason you do not have a live stream platform, you can hide this card entirely through this general information. So nav links is our second collection. If we look under collections right here for nav links, and there's a couple predefined nav links. About is required nav link. Get involved is required. Ministries, events, and giving. But you can put as many links as you would like under the about, get involved, or ministries. So all of those can be set right from the page, and I'll show you how to make changes to those. So under about, we'll probably want things like our beliefs. We would probably want things like our leadership. If you're new to the church, things like that. And then under different tabs like Get Involved, this would be your Connect groups, your if you have like a new believers class or something like that, would all go under Get Involved. And under ministries, this would be children's, youth, young adults, worship, any sort of ministries you have. So if we go into collections right now, and if we go into nav links, you'll see these are the nav links that are there right now. If you don't want these existing nav links, if you want to clear them out, you can just select and check the ones you'd like to delete, and then just hit delete to kind of clear them out. And we can create a new nav link if we'd like. So we can call this whatever we want, but I'll just recreate the youth one. And we'll select the drop down we want to add it to. So whether that be ministries, get involved, about, I'll add this to ministries. And then sorting order. So this is where you get to decide if you want children's to appear first, youth to appear second, young adults third, or what order you want these to appear in. So if the items are sorted from smallest to largest number. So if I assign youth 1, it'll probably be the first item unless anything is like a 0 or anything before that. You can also use decimal points, so like if children's is 1 and young adults is 2 right now, and I wanted youth to be in between the two, I could do 1.5 and it'll put them in between those two. So after you assign that link, you need to determine where you want it to go. So you can select a page you'd like it to go to, and it can be any page you already have on the site, or if you just want to link to a URL like a page off the website, you can paste that URL right here. And once you're finished, just hit create. So that's everything for creating nav links. If you'd like to create pages, there's a couple collections for that. So let's jump in and look what a dynamic page looks like. So all these basic pages, sermons, we can't really add anything except sermons to that. Events page, we can't really add anything except events to that. Those are just our standard pages. But these dynamic pages down at the bottom, we can add as many sections or as many things as we would like to them. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let's look at the new here page. This is a page already created. So in here, there's quite a few sections. There's this hero section that comes standard on every page with just a big title and a big image. There's this image and text side by side, and you can also swap that image out for a video, which I did in this case. There's this kind of title module. There's these column sections, which you can have up to 5 of these per section. And then there's another image and text side by side. And with all of these, you can have a heading, a paragraph, and a button inside any of these modules. So the page is the entire thing we're looking at now. A section is a little chunk of the page, like this video and text, or these 3-column text, or this image and text. And then inside of a section is the section items, which are these individual little pieces inside this overall section. So you can add or remove items from this section if you would like. So I'll show you how to go about doing that. So we're going to go ahead and create a new page. And when we do that, it's going to ask us a couple things. It's going to ask us for a page name, first of all. So I'll maybe call this Areas to Serve will be the name of the page. And then an SEO description. This is what Google sees when someone discovers your page in a search engine. So I'll say view all of the areas to serve at Lifehouse Church. Header text, so this is that first big block of text they see above the image on the page. So I'll say something like this. Something along those lines. And then the next step is to upload an image. So this image is that image you'll see in the hero section right underneath this text, and it's also the image you'll see if you share this page on social media or through text message anything like that. So I'll go ahead and upload, just grab an image from the set that I've been using, maybe this image right here. And then there's also an option to hide this image from the page if you just want a text hero, but we'll leave that unchecked for now. So there's two colors that you can set, and if we look at the site, you'll see this. So there's the background color of the header, which is right here, and currently it's black, and the background color of the page, which is white right here. So you could set the header to be black or white, and the page to be black or white. So they can both be black, both be white, or they can be opposite colors. So for now, I'll set the header to maybe be white and the page to be dark, just to have a nice little breakup. And you won't see this on the preview in Webflow. You'll have to publish the site to actually see the changes. So then we can add sections to this page, but let's just take a look at what it looks like so far. So I'll create this page, and we'll go under our Pages tab, and we'll click on Areas to Serve, which is the page we just created, and just kind of wait for that to load. Oh, there it is. So this is the heading we just put in, and we can update it here, and it will also update in the Collections tab under the Pages, under Areas to Serve. You'll see that that heading got updated right there, which is perfect. So we can also update the image from here. This is the image we uploaded. There's nothing else on this page, just the header and the image currently. So this is where we would want to add a few sections. So if we add a section, we can hit this plus sign. And then a good way to keep track of things is to give it a name of the page. So we're adding this section to the Areas to Serve page. And let's give this section a name. I'll call it 3 column, or maybe I'll do an image and image and text section. So the heading of this section, let's give it some sort of heading. And then we can give it some paragraph text, and I'll just throw in some placeholder copy for now, just some fake text. And then maybe a button. We can determine what it says. Sign up today. And then determine where it goes. Maybe this would go to like a Google form, something like that. So this is the section we just created. Let's go ahead and create it and save. And if we go back to the page that we were looking at and scroll down, you'll see now is this nice text section where it has our title, it has our paragraph, it has our button. It's all there. But let's say we wanted to add an image to this section. So what we can do is go into the collections, we can go into the page sections, and there is the Areas to Serve section we just created. And then from there, we can either add an image or a video. So I'll start with maybe an image. And let's just kind of see what that does. So if we hit save, we go back to the site, and we scroll down. So now we have this nice text area and this image. But let's say we wanted to reverse the order. We wanted the image to be on the left and the text to be on the right. All we'd have to do is open up our page section again, and inside we would just hit this reverse content, reverse order switch, and hit save. And if we go back, scroll down, you'll see now the image and the text is switched. We can also, if we want, can use this other switch, which is make media wider. This works for videos and for images. It works for either or. And when you turn on that switch, your image or video is going to bleed all the way off to the edge of the page right there. But let's say you don't want any text at all. You just want a big image to break up the section, or a big video. What you can do is go into the page sections and just remove your text from the fields, and then hit save. And if we go back to viewing the site, now we'll see we just have a large photo and just taking up the whole screen right there. So a page section, you can really put anything in it. You can put a heading, a paragraph, button text, image, or video. You can switch the order of it. You can make it larger. And then you can also add this scrolling sort of title to it if you want it. This is the really tall one that moves. So I'll see what God can do as the title and save. And if I scroll down, and you'll see that title is added to the page, just like that. And if we go back to the page section, we can also add different items to it. So we can add items that already exist, or hit the plus sign and create a few new items with new titles and paragraphs. But I'll just add in a few of those items so you get an idea of what it looks like. So there they are, a few items on the page. And let's say we wanted another section under this with maybe an image here and some text here. All we would do is go back to the pages sections, and we'd create a new section. And we know this is going on the areas to serve page. And we'll call this one image text combo. So now we can add some text. Feel free to add paragraph text or a button if you want, and then we'll just drop in an image. Any image will do just fine. And then hit create, and now we just need to add it to the page. So if we go to our pages tab, click on areas to serve, and then let's look at our areas to serve image text, the second one that we just made. Let's just add that and hit save. So if we go back and we scroll down, so now we got this title, we got these three items, and then we have a heading and text, image and text combo all on the page. So you can create as many of these pages as you want. Once you have the CMS added, you can add sections to those pages, add items to those sections. And then this last switch right here, add page to ministry section on the home page. So if we set a number in here, like say 1 or 2 or some sort of number, that's going to basically add this page that we just created, which is areas to serve, to the home page. So if we go back to the home page real quick and scroll down, now you'll see under our ministries, we also have this one called areas to serve with the image that we uploaded. So that number is just a sorting order number where you can control the order in which these show up, but that is there to be able to add this if you would like. The next thing is the events tab. So if we click on events, these are all the events we have so far. We can click on an existing one and we can delete it, or we can make changes to it, or we can create a new event, and then we'll give this event a name, upload a photo, add just kind of like a YouTube or Vimeo promo video about the event if we want, set the date, set the time, set the start date and the last date of the event, optional location, event description, optional buttons, and then hit create. And what that's going to do is it's going to put the event on the home page under this events section, but it's also going to put it on the events page. The exact same process can be followed for staff. So all the staff that are in here, we can add or remove or create new ones. Exact same process can be followed for the sermons. So all of these sermons, we can create a new sermon, upload the image, the pastor's name, the sermon date, any shareable social graphics that go with it, and the sermon video. And then last but not least, the connect groups. So these groups, there's a few of them in here already. If you go through the process of creating a new group, it's just going to ask you for the group title, the leader's name, an optional leader photo, and then select a group type, whether this is men, singles, everyone welcome. You can create a new group type if you would like. and then the day of the week that this event is on. So don't worry about the dates. It's going to ignore the date, but it will keep track of whether this is a Wednesday or a Thursday or any day of the week, and it will keep track of the time as well. And then set the meeting location. So if this is at someone's house, you'll probably just want to say it's at someone's home and give them the city it's in, but not the exact address. If it's at your church, you can obviously put the exact address. And then connect group description you can put here, and check this if childcare is provided or not. So that is connect groups. Another thing, if you would like, if you want to get more technical with it, you can also use something called Zapier to set up a condition where whenever someone fills out, applies for a connect group, that it automatically sends to that particular leader. But that takes a little bit more back-end knowledge and custom code to make that work. But that is an option. So this is just a very high-level overview of what Webflow can do, the way this template is set up. But obviously, you feel free to go through the Webflow tutorials because there's a ton of great resources in there for anything you would like to learn. One other thing that I wanted to mention is on any of these pages, you can click the settings gear, and then from here you can change the page name, you can change the page's SEO description, you can set an image for that page, anything like that. Also, under this last icon here, this is the log out icon for when you're done making changes. You can sign out. Just make sure to publish first. But yeah, that's everything about how to launch, update, and maintain your website.